after Eazy had passed, Suge went on a talk show and made some comments about the injecting with the AIDS, the Eazy-E thing. How old were you when you first heard that?
I was a little older. I think I was my high school days.
Okay. How did you feel when you first heard that comment?
High school days, I was young and dumb, so a couple of his family members got the rap for that. So I just put it that way.
Wait, I don't understand.
A couple of Suge's family members got the wrath of how I felt at that time. His nephew, everybody else.
You knew them?
Yeah, went to school.
Oh, you were in high school with them?
Yeah, went to high school with them.
So was there an altercation that happened?
Oh yeah, broke a lot of noses and faces and knuckles and all that. Did a lot of that. Did a lot of, not to incriminate. Did a lot of ignorant stuff when I was a young kid. I thought dumb at that time. So with a dumb kid, you could throw anything in the air that's as sensitive as feeling like your father being gone, because that's the only reason why I'm in the streets and act as ignorant as I am at that point in time in my life, because I was angry at the world. I was chasing to know, to be, and releasing the anger off of something that I was missing. I didn't get taught, have intercourse with the first woman, your first girlfriend, you lost your virginity. Things you talk to your dad, small stuff, throwing a football, your first football practice, your first football game. I couldn't go through all of that with my father.
Your dad was gone.
Yeah. So you're talking about an angry kid. You're talking about a not too sensible at mind when it comes to the streets kid, A and B student. So when you telling me that you want me to graduate, I'm gonna do what it has to do with work. But when I get back on these streets though, and I'm just smarter than the average ones on the streets now, I'm just ignorant. You know what I mean? I go to a kind of out the box person. So when I first heard that in high school, yeah, I reacted to it. Anybody who has anything to do with that side of Compton or where you from, or any family member who do, I'm gonna feel that way.
Yeah.
Even to you yourself. I mean, there's situations to where, if he was sitting here, he'll remember, I remember that time that car rolled by and you jumped in the back of your car and you had to swerve off and go here and there's a couple of young kids in the car. Yeah, I was on a mission, I was ignorant. As I got older, it's stupidity. I mean, just listen to a person who just wants entertainment on whatever show. Was it Kimmel? You said?
I think so, yeah. I think it was Kimmel.
Just entertainment, you know what I mean?
I talked to Doc about this.
Yeah.
Suge was a big kid. He's a deviant. You know what I mean? Like, he used to tell stories about pissing on football players' legs in the shower and thought that was just the funniest shit in the world. You know what I mean? He was just a deviant. He just liked to do crazy shit.
Do you feel there's any truth in that when you heard it?
If there's any truth in that, to be real with you, as a respect that I have for you, if there's any truth in that, it's be above his head. If any truth to that of going on, you ain't the culprit. You might be stupid enough to speak on some stuff that you shouldn't be saying, but you're not the culprit. You know what I mean? So it's a little above your head, as far as in how you're saying it. You know what I mean? Me personally, how I feel. This is Eric personally how I feel. And it is. Doc's very right. That is his attitude. That is how he is. You know what I mean? We're speaking to somebody who had, next to Ruthless Records, one of the biggest hip hop companies that going on, and lose it like that. Off of what? Stupidity and ignorance. You know what I mean? You had it going on. You had Dr. Dre, you had Tupac, you had Snoop Dogg, the Dog Pound. You had, if it wasn't NWA, that was the rest of the coast right there.
You had Dr. Dre.
Yeah, you had the rest of the coast right there. That was all the lineage of the West Coast. So
Nate Dogg.
Oh my goodness, Warren G
on.
could speak on, man. You know what I mean? Lady of Rage. You had some individual, very very iconic talent over there that you fucked off. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're dealing with an individual who don't think all the way right, has a deviant attitude in that nature, but hey, you might open Pandora's box that you wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean? And hey, we're gonna think of the current events in life now. Are you paying for a lot of stuff that you do? I don't wish that on nobody, but hey, I believe in it, that you kind of reap what you sow kind of thing. You know what I mean?
How did you feel when you saw the Suge video and the running over of Terry.
Very bad. Terry's a very good friend of mine.
Oh, Terry's a good friend of yours?
Yeah, I know Terry Carter very well. You know, I know Bone very well. I know all of them very well.
Both of them.
Yeah, I knew the situation that was going on beforehand. It was going on. I was in a place not free. I was in a place that not free. Basically, I see him a lot. I seen the fat guy a lot in the first few months that you were in the place that you're in. So I was in a place that not free. So I seen it on TV, and it hurt me because I wish I was there to pay my respects to Terry at his funeral and his family. And the situation was just bad, but I kind of seen the situation bubbling beforehand when it was bubbling when we were filming the Straight Outta Compton movie. You know, it was a lot of situations that he was involving himself in a wrong manner.
So Suge was coming or trying to come to the NWA set?
Most definitely.
Well, before the actual situation?
Oh, most definitely.
Really?
Most definitely. You know what we're dealing with, you know.
So
he thinks it was the 80s in this new era of times now. You think you can run up on somebody and feel like because your character is being portrayed in the movie that you can just give me that. Oh, no, it's business you can handle. There's certain ways and protocols you could go about this. You know, you have rights to what you're saying. You know what I mean? And I'm just speaking factual. Everybody understands what Jerry Heller's going through right now with him. So it's you have rights to what you're saying as your character, you know, but you're just not going to go about it in this nature like you're in the early 90s again. You know what I mean? The world doesn't fear you. You know what I mean? The world didn't fear you then. You were just intimidating to a lot of executives at that time and a lot of entertainers and artists at that time. And you were going about things in a wrong way. You know, all prayer and blessings to him, man, because he's in a place that I don't wish for no man whatsoever, man, going through the situations you're going through and what you're facing. You know, I don't wish that on anybody. And I've seen him in there. I was in there, to be real with you.
So you were locked up with Suge?
No, I wasn't locked up with him. I was locked up in the county at the same time.
At the same time?
I was locked up before he came in, and I was there in it till for a period of time that he was in there.
Did you guys run into each other?
Most definitely. He didn't see it. He didn't notice it. See, he's on what you call he's on high profile. He's high powered. You know what I mean? Because of course who he is. I go through the same thing as that, but I get D-class. You know, I'm speaking jailhouse.
So he was in what, PC?
No, him?
Yeah.
It's not PC. It's PC to PCs, but at the same time, it's like it's the same place Robert Downey bought the TVs for. You know, when he was locked up, it's you're a star, so you're in high power. You're in high watch. You're being shackled. You're being escorted around. He's in high, character. I mean, identity of a person. So therefore, he's going to be put to strict recall. So when we come, me being in GP and regular population, I got to face the wall when he walks by. So we used to do it all the time in visiting. He visited the same time I had visiting on the weekends. And then so when we pass each other, we got to face the wall when we come in a certain distance. So I walk and we're seeing each other, facing each other. But as a deputy tells you, face the wall, inmate, and then they got to escort this high profile person around, video cameras, all that and the other. So I've seen him plenty of times.
Have you two ever seen each other outside?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
County?
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, we met before.
So you had conversations with him? What was that like?
Did it as a man. As I got older, he wanted to reach out to me and sit and meet. And I said, okay. I mean, I don't fear him. You know what I mean? At that time, I knew you feared a little bit of me. You know, certain situations, can't speak on. But I'm a man now. You know what I mean? I'm a grown man. So what you want to talk about? Sat down, I think it was the Four Seasons, and just had a conversation, about some things he wanted to illustrate to me, that he just wanted to finally, as a man, meet and talk, old things that you feel, you want to get off your chest, and, how much respect you have for my father, how y'all were friends, and it wasn't like this, it was for the media, you know what I mean? It was over Dre, but they always knew each other, and on a real street level, this, that, and the other. So it was, so it was a conversation of that nature. And then I know how you felt about the whole Straight Outta Compton movie. And
I mean, did he address the whole signing of the contract thing with you?
Which that
The forced signing of the contract?
at that time, I think I was just reaching over the grown man tip, so it's a question I just didn't want to sit there and even bring up. But it got to the point to where I could have got into a situation where I asked you. It's just that I didn't want my reaction to sit there and really go there.
So if you didn't get the right answer, it might
not even not the right answer. It's just if I'd have just heard it come out your mouth and felt like it was wrong, then it's gonna go a bad way. So it's best if I just leave it at that long. I like my freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like my freedom. So you know, I don't know who you told you coming over here with. So I like my freedom. I don't want no, hey, you're missing, and then hey, I'd be the cause. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I was, like I said, I was a man. I didn't have that with you no more. Doing something or feeling a certain way about an individual is not going to bring my father back. I went through years, 20 plus now that we're speaking on of dealing with this pain. You know what I mean? And no individual in the world can sit there and cure it or make it. I don't care if you told me the story. I don't care if you told me a whole heap of tribe of individuals stabbed them up with something that was from their tribe or their culture or their diseases that were over there and set them in a bed and everybody had a plan to get rid of them and any other. That still wouldn't do nothing to me. It's not gonna get nowhere to where it is. How I feel like, hey, something serious happened to my father. You know what I mean? And a nature that I don't think is cool, but it's not gonna do nothing for Eric. The closure to it is you might unleash a beast that what's gonna do for me now? I got kids to live for.
When you and I last spoke, and this was probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah, when I first got it. Yeah, you're right.
About 10 years ago at your grandmother's house, I believe, in Compton.
Born and raised, yeah.
And I asked you whether you felt there was some foul play having to do with your father dying. And you said that you do believe that there's some. I've talked to, for example, Bone Thugs and Harmony about this particular subject.
I mean, even to this day, none of his kids, none of his baby mamas, his mistresses, nobody has came up with HIV or nothing like that. So I mean, just rationally thinking, some had to go on.
Yeah, and it's just ironic because I know people can live with HIV for years and look normal and look healthy, but when you're about to die from AIDS, full-blown AIDS, you're gonna look like you're gonna die from AIDS. I've seen people that die from AIDS and they look like they have AIDS. Eazy didn't look like that at all.
When you sit back and look at all the information, where medicine is today and everything else like that, do you feel that there was some foul play involved, or do you feel that, your dad was out there not using condoms, and sometimes this happens when you live that type of lifestyle?
Same way I felt when I first met you. Same way I felt. Same exact way.
Some foul play.
Most definitely.
What do you think happened?
It's in the air. Just felt he was just gotten rid of. If you want to ask me the truth, I felt he just gotten rid of. It's a bad situation. It's an individual, that is not benefiting a lot of others. So, got rid of.
Who do you think was behind it?
Hey, that's deep. It's deep. That's something that's just that sits in your brain. Those are what I call like the questions that's not necessary for me to want to find out. Not necessary for me to know. Milk spilled, knocked over just out of nowhere. Oh yeah, we know it happened. You know what I'm saying? How? Don't know, but I damn sure know that it spilled. I damn sure know it was an accident that happened. I damn sure know it was something in a bad nature that happened. Don't want to find out as far as it's not gonna do nothing for me. You know what I mean? But it's crazy you asked me this. I got a meeting with my sisters, and it was the first time I heard this, and she's never said it to me. My grandmother, she never said it to me, but she said it to my sister. She just teared up out of nowhere and said, I'm gonna go to my grave knowing that my son died and didn't die of AIDS, and I don't know what happened, and I couldn't do nothing about it. So, it's just how fucked up this world is. It's life, shit fucked up. We're one of the ones that got choose to go to a situation that don't make sense. As far as in a disease attacking you like that, as a kid, that's what I did. So when I told you I'm straight A and B's, I did all that. The Montessori made me take classes in high school that the average ninth grader couldn't take. And a lot of those classes were science, you know, health, to, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, just English, different things that I can expand my mind reading and finding out and knowing, and just understanding how your T cells work, you know what I mean? It just, that's kind of fast, you know. I don't know if he was given some medicine to kill off all of your immune system and actually did it to you in that sense, who knows, but something fast. I don't know if it was foul play in situation with his doctors, or were you giving a treatment that you weren't should have not had? Were you given a treatment that your body could not recover from, and then it shuts it down, which at the same time can cause actually you having HIV to turn into the AIDS virus and just get you faster. But something was done to make the process faster. Even if you did have HIV, if you did have full-blown AIDS, the process was just attacking faster on some weird kind of foul play.
And he had the operation. I heard that after the operation happened, that's when
he didn't. I told you the story when the tubes were in his mouth. So as a kid, I understood that if you went into the hospital knowing that you had a situation to where you had a weak immune system with this virus, how do you feel you're going to be able to recover from an operation while fighting off this virus, regardless of what medicine did? Because the technology wasn't that strong back then as in the medicine we have now.
Right.
You know what I mean? To where you possibly can have a cold and still balance with the balance of medication that you have to still not be so sickly to it. You know, possibly even pneumonia nowadays, who knows? But back then, we didn't have that. So for that to go on is in a situation that could be what you talk about foul play, as in why and what authority did they give to do this? You know, it could go deeper than a person talking about how we shot a person with a needle, which, like I say, you didn't. Who's we, and who you gonna tell on, dog? This is something that we've been feeling, you know what I mean? So if hey, you got one of them dum-dums, is, hey, me and you didn't hit the national whatever bank or something like that, and we didn't got away with 100. You know, what idiot's gonna go talk? You see what I'm saying? And so you're one of those idiots that will talk and sit there and put that in a universe to the world to sit there and see. So, and not to think like when we go back and just touching up on that situation, that question again is not, you're not in a situation to do that, but are you sitting there saying or inquiring about a situation to go on? Are you sitting there saying, hey, we can sit there and do this? Then, hey, dumb them the fool. And I wouldn't be surprised, because now they got you, now whoever got you in a situation just to be, why? Because I can send that dog in the street and know he's gonna get ran over. You know, you didn't cause a lot of problems, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And like I say, I do not wish bad on me, but just speaking on a situation of that nature, like, what are you saying? And then look at the situation you're in, you know. Hey, now, well, what can we say? You have a national, I mean, you have a big iconic individual who was responsible for all this good entertainment and music and this big record group that came out and after Dr. Dre left NWA, and hey, what happened to him? Oh, it's nothing. We just sit there, make him real mad, make him run the street, run somebody over, and just get rid of him real fast. That's how we do that. We call that the run over your friend thing. You know what I mean? I could just be ignorant, say some stupid shit like that, but, you know, it's beyond you. But it was something that went on. You're enlightened on what we just felt for a long time. It was something that went on a little too fast and too serious for him to pass away just like that.
Now, before the whole situation with Terry Carter and Suge, you were on the NWA set. Uh-huh. And how many times did Suge actually try to come on the set? Did he actually make it on the set?
No, and personally, to be personally honest with you, it was said out of his mouth that he made an attempt once, maybe twice, to call that he was coming. You know, a lot of times it would just be a lot of, he really felt he was like that. It was just a little, all right, well, I'm finna stop this, and I'm finna woo through, but just, the button's not clicking for you like that, you know, no more. So it was just a really, as I spoke to a friend, it was just a lot of threats too. I went on twice, you know, I mean, my sister went on maybe every day, my sister Erica Wright. And she didn't give me no understanding that him himself she has visually seen him on there, but has been told maybe one time that he was coming up there and kind of had them on like a, you know, thing, but, but you know what I mean, possibly humored him, you know what I mean? But no, I just know he was he was on a mission for what was due to him, he say, for a movie that had his character in it, and he just really went about it in the wrong way, dog. And
well, because you're legally allowed, if you're doing a biopic, you could portray someone based on your experience with them, and you don't have to get their permission or pay them or anything else like that.
But there was fair business going on. You know, it was fair business going on with this movie. It was fair, you know, business going on with this movie, and how they handled it, or was going to handle it with his situation. You know what I mean? He just played the fool. You know, excuse me to say, he just played kind of dumb to it. You don't go about it in a way that you're going about it now. It's not Vanilla Ice and everybody else now. Excuse me, no disrespect to him, but you're just not finna threaten me and come in and feel like you're just gonna come wherever we appear at to do things and demand and you know, dictate your way of what's gonna go on.
And when you met with him, he talked about the Straight Outta Compton movie and his portrayal in it. And what did he say when?
He wanted to get paid. He wanted to get paid. He wanted to go in there and ask for ridiculous things and in a way that he wanted, not to talk and do business and say, hey, you know, okay, can we talk about this and how can we go about this? Like, no, give me this.
And you're talking about people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars who have the best security money could buy. And we're not talking about Bone. We're talking about, I'm sure, the type of people that were there that, you know, if I was Dre, I'd have Green Berets and Navy SEALs
sitting in
around
the corner, hitting coffee. Notice this man has not left this place at all. Notice that he did not really take a break. He has got his coffee brought to him. He has not moved. He's dressed just as normally as all of us, but he just has a little more bulkiness around certain areas. You know what I mean? And then when if you went and asked for his business card, you're going to see that sheriff for some amount of years tagged on his thing. Yes, exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, especially if we're finna be, we're worth this much. It's not necessarily needed, but we're going to the streets of LA that, you know, just being realistically, that a lot of us have not touched or seen in years. Matter of fact, since probably we have started this group. You know what I mean? So it's just, hey, let's just be a little cautious around the individuals who might just not want to see us happy, just not might want to see us make money. You know, don't want to see us, you know, do good in life. Matter of fact, has something to say about the story we're portraying that doesn't involve them, which they probably were in the group, or their opinion of how we should do it. Yes, you know, I had a lot of old homeboys from Compton like, wow, yeah, I ain't seen Dre in years. Oh, yeah, I just went on set when my homeboys called me, said he was working security and all that. And of course. Why? Because this security is still a person that's in the area in the hood. So therefore, when he goes back and they want, oh, can I just get me on? Yeah, man, would be cool. A lot of people are going to be on set for something that's just that big and iconic. You're talking about individuals who probably, that was me in the front row. You know, I was the one pop locking with E. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You got a lot of individuals that has that or has a story to sit there and say. So everybody's one on com. So most definitely, security is at an all-time high.
Sure.
They probably got paid more than the grip people. You know what I mean? The camera crew and all that. You know what I mean? Like, so you're going about the wrong way.